Welcome back to Firestorm Games and another Games Workshop unboxing video. We're continuing our look at the new releases to the Gloomspite Gitz range, and this time we'll be looking at the Dankhold Troggoth kit. As usual, we'll be taking a look at the contents before assembling the miniature itself. So let's get started. We start things off with the instruction booklet. As per usual, this is a full colour guide which shows you how to build either the Dankhold Troggoth or Trogboss. It features various colours and symbols to signify contact points and alternate assemblies, with each component being individually numbered to help speed up your assembly. The booklet is split into two sections, with each section directing you how to assemble either the regular Troggoth or the boss. You'll also find that the booklet is capped by a war scroll for both miniatures as well. Next, we have the 60mm round base and the two sprues that we'll be using to build our Troggoth. As I've already mentioned, the set comes with two assembly choices. The first is a Dankhold Troggoth, which is the rank and file unit, whilst the Trogboss is the leader version of this miniature. And of the two, this is the one I will be assembling. Now, whilst there are some variations between the two assembly options, which we will talk about more later, both follow the same base archetype of the Dankhold Troggoths. These guys are the largest of the Troggoths available to the Gloomspite Gitz forces. Their purpose is to be the heavy-hitting brute that can make light work of smaller units with high wounds and heavy armour. But they aren't just glass cannons. With 10 wounds, a 4+ save, regeneration and magical resistance, the Dankhold Troggoths are tough nuts to crack, but as is expected of something so large and unwieldy, they're slow both in mind and body. A base movement speed of 6 inches and only a few attacks means that they can easily be outmaneuvered and overwhelmed by faster or more numerous units. Now, you may be wondering why I'm focusing so much on their tabletop performance when I should be talking about the kit itself. Well, that's simply because of how well Games Workshop have managed to represent their in-game abilities in how the miniature itself looks. The sheer damage that the Troggoths deal is displayed in their choice of weaponry. The Dankhold is wielding a makeshift club crudely constructed from either a ruined dwarven statue or a large stalagmite lashed to the bough of a tree. The boss is wielding a similarly large brutal club in the form of a huge stalactite or stalagmite taken from its subterranean home. Both of these weapons are huge, with the club size nearly matching its wielder's height. From looking at them, it's easy to see how they could turn even the toughest Chaos Knight to a fine meat paste with just a single blow. These weapons are held aloft by equally giant hands, perfect for squeezing the life out of anyone unfortunate enough to be within the Troggoth's reach. Again, their crushing grip rule is represented in physical form and should serve as a reminder to your opponent to keep their characters out of harm's way. But the Troggoth isn't just about dealing damage. The rather gangly looking frame of the Troggoth is devoid of any armour, barring fur loincloths and the skull and cannon based adornments that serve the Troggoths as jewellery. The rather sparse apparel might lull you into thinking this half-naked troll is a soft target, but its thick hide is where his resilience lies. The skin is covered in deep cracks which allude to an equally thick and tough surface. It is also the skin that reveals the Troggoth's rather sedentary nature. Dwelling for long periods of time within deep, dank caves has caused all manner of mushrooms and spore pods to grow and form on the Troggoth's body. If you're building the Trogboss, you have the option to replace this fungal garden on his shoulders with a small range of stalagmites. Taking many years to form, these rock formations, usually limited to cave floors, give some indication as to just how long these Troggoths slumber for. Just another physical detail that reveals the true nature of the Troggoths. One of the final options that we receive is the head itself. You're able to choose from two heads for your Dankhold Troggoths. Both sport large bulbous nose, drooping ears, and small eyes are also present. There is also a separate head for the Trogboss, which bears a few extra details. These include a slightly larger nose and ears that I believe are to represent the age of the Trogboss, with his facial features like these continuing to grow over time. The boss is also sporting an animal skull as a form of headgear, which is no doubt to represent his rank among Troggoth society. In regards to extra options and customizability, there are a number of extra components that come with this kit that can be used to decorate the base. These include things like mushrooms and stalag squigs. You could easily chop and change the weapons equipped by the Troggoths to add some variations to your miniature. For example, you can easily arm your Trog boss with a club rather than the Shard of Rock. However, despite these small details, you will find yourself repeating the same poses should you field more than 2 Dankhold Troggoths in your force. So now that we've discussed the miniature itself, let's continue to assemble the kit and take a look at the finished miniature. And here we have the completed Dankhold Troggoth assembled as a Trog boss. I'm really pleased with how this kit looks. It's the perfect centerpiece miniature for your Gloomspite Gitz force, regardless if you're fielding a force of Grots or leading a full Troggoth army. Now, if you're looking to pick up a Dankhold Troggoth or Trog boss for yourself, the RRP is £40, but this is currently available on the Firestorm Games webstore for 10% off that RRP at £36, and you'll find a link to its page in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, do let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with all of our latest videos. So we just want to say a big thank you for watching this video, and we hope to see you again on Firestorm Games.